Right guys, we are back. This is round 16 and this is Singapore in the Gold League. I don't know why it's coming up like this. Oh my god, you are kidding. Why is all of it changed now? Right guys, I'm gonna have to invite everybody back. Sorry for everyone watching about what's happened here. We will be starting really shortly. I think what's happened with the spectator, as because somebody came in to spectate, and then it's obviously put me into that car seat, but then gone back into spectate. He's gone back into that car seat, and then when I went into the lobby, it had me down as like it was just all really weird and complicated, and it said on my screen that there was only 3 laps. So if we can get everyone back in, we'll get it going literally in the next couple of minutes. We're just literally waiting for like 2 drivers to come and join. Waiting on a Mercedes of Geimer. We're waiting for a Ferrari of Fanfinus, and we're waiting for an Alfa Romeo as well of Q-Boys. Q-Boys in. We just need Fanfinus as well. Sorry guys, Fanfinus Geimer, we're just waiting on you guys to join and we can get this race going. Right, ready up lads, and let's get this going. Let's get this race going. Geimer, pick your Mercedes seat. Finally, we're back, and this is round 16 here in Singapore in the Gold Division. We are finally racing. I don't see no rain, so a lot of these guys will be happy about that. But let's get this race underway. Who's going to make the first move? Sorry to everybody in the chat who was waiting. That was so stressful. Who was waiting for the race to start? Yeah, it has now started. We are now live. Let's go. I don't know why it's now got the thing in the top right, but it's a learning curve. It's the first weekend that I am on my own, so just bear with me, guys. You know, I'm still trying to get through it all, try and communicate and get it all set up and stream it all at the same time. So just bear with me, guys. Let's see who makes the first move out the pit lane. So we have got movement, and it looks like if this is Sam Flea, it is. Sam Flea is always the first driver out in that AlphaTauri. Absolutely smashing it at the moment. His teammate extended his lead at the top of the championship last week, so it'll be interesting to see where these guys sit. Ben again is reserving here in the gold division for the Ferraris of Walker, who's unfortunately had a power cut. Unfortunate for him, not for some of these drivers here today, but Ben is a great replacement for Walker. So we've got a Haas just behind Sam Flea as well. Yeah, that's Pricey. Also had a power cut but managed to make it today. So let's go on board with Sam Flea. Let's see what lap time he's going to be setting today. On an out lap at the moment. The current championship is really hotting up at the moment. We've got so many in contention. Yes, I think that Bats Plus has currently run away with it a little bit, but there is still 8 races to go with a chance to win points. Right, let's follow him round, see how he does. Let's go with Sam Flea on board. It's hard here in Singapore. Matt just moves out of the way. That's a great move by Matt, just to dive out of the way these guys on an absolute flyer here in the AlphaTauri. We've got the Mozzies on a flyer, but we've got Pricey just behind Sam Flea as well. Let's see what sort of lap time we can set. We know these AlphaTauris are fast. And we know they're currently right at the top there of the Constructors. Constructors a lot closer than the Championship though. Let's have a look at these lines. Let's see where his pace is at. Look, every single car looks so clean here in Singapore with the night sky and the beaming lights onto the cars. Absolutely gleaming here in Singapore, and I can't wait for this race. It was an absolutely thrilling race this morning. 10 AM was our silver race, and it did not disappoint. The winner of that race is driving the Ferrari in place of Walker today. So Ben McEwen, he won our silver race this morning. He started on pole in the last of 3 of his races, and one of them was in gold. So can he make it 4 in a row and 2 in a row for silver and gold today, Ben? Oh, that's invalidated. Let's go to Pricey. He's also invalidated. I think there is a Williams that he's just let past him. Yeah, that's Instubix. He's coming through. He's in sector 3 at the moment. Oh, that's a really bad line by Instubix. Maxi Block comes through in the other Williams, a 1:35.1. So a lot quicker than the silver division this morning, but as you expected, it was raining straight away in the silver division, so they only managed to get 1 lap in the dries, so it was all over the place. We've got a McLaren coming through as well. That is, oh no, sorry, he's on an out lap at the moment. We've got Jake on a flyer. We've got Geimer, he slipped it, and his teammates behind him as well. He needs to be careful, tries to move out of the way of Steg, who comes through with a 1:36.5. We've got Marius Daniel in that, Haas a 1:36.0, and Lemon him in the Renault 1:36.6. We've got Jake the Lad coming through sector 3 as well. He's kept it validated. He's in the racing point. Cheering on for Jake the Lad. A last minute dive into his seat. I'm glad he made it today. 1:36.9 for Jake the Lad. And B Right comes through. The old protege of Edward Williams there, coming through in the racing point with a 1:34.6. Jake the Lad a 1:36.9. They got great points on the board last week, the racing points. Aidy in the chat says Maxi Block's second race of the day, so he should do well here. He's definitely had some practice. Fanfiness comes through a 1:35.2 in that for... Oh! Steg has just crashed it just as we went on board with him. Absolutely froze it into the wall. Come on, Jeg. Come on, Jeg, you need to have a word with him. This is not on, Jeg. We'll stay on board with the Moz Monster in the Renault as he comes through Sector 2. Soon to be the old Alpine. And the livery looks incredible for next season. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. What can Moz do as he comes through the old left and right are underneath the tunnel? He's kept it. This is quick. The Moz is catching. He's on a rampage at the moment. Wants to be catching Bats Plus as much as he can. He comes through to the finish line and he goes second quickest. Only the second driver in Q1 in the 134.9 for the Moz. So 134 as well. We got Q Boys. Oh, just missed him. He goes fifth fastest. A 135.5. Let's jump on board with the Red Bull of Homo Sapien as it comes through Sector 1. Look how nice this Red Bull looks here in Singapore in the night sky. Let's see what he can do. Hallis has set a 136.9. Homo Sapien in the other Red Bull. Okoso, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate every single follow here at Formula 7 Racing. Honestly, we really do. The support since we started this league just over, I think now, 4 months ago, it's been absolutely incredible, the support we've had from you guys. The drivers that we've got into all of these divisions has been phenomenal. Oh, Rob! He doesn't get out of the way and Homo Sapien hits the back of him. He's finished on 3 out of the last 4 podiums as well, Homo Sapien. That will definitely be going into the incident report room. So Rob J. Lewis. To be fair though, Rob J. Lewis is on a flying lap himself. But so there's not really any option to get out of the way. He's on his own flying lap. But decency there were to say, this guy's coming up behind me. I need to move out of the way. But there's no rules in the book to say that I should do. Let's jump on board with the Haas driver of Pricey. Let's see what he can do. Pricey here in the Haas. Coming through Sector 2 as he comes round the left-hand bend. Slows it up. Brings it up. DRS is on. The ERS button is on. Notches it up to 7th. To 8th. Oh, just breaks in. And he wants to bomb it out of this section. He's on for a quick lap, Pricey. We know he's got pace. He's just not got the consistency that he needs at the moment to finish races. He's just had a bit of bad luck and the consistency has just not been there throughout the races, but he's definitely in contention to get onto the podium today here, Pricey. As he comes through the final left-hander, you think you can fly around here, but you do have to just touch the brakes, and it's a 135.5 for Pricey. He goes 5th fastest. Let's jump on board with Ben. Oh, he invalidated it. As I said, you need to just slightly brake. It would have been the fastest lap of the session as well, the Ferrari of Ben. Sam Flea is invalidated. We've got Bats Plus, the championship leader in the AlphaTauri. He's running away with this league at the moment. The Bats Plus, the man from America across the pond, is putting all the guys to shame on the western side of the hemisphere. So Bats Plus coming through in the AlphaTauri through Sector 2. It looks nice, it looks clean, it looks fast. And he wants to keep it nice and tight through here, but not lose too much time. So I've seen a lot of drivers just slightly cut over that corner, but the championship leader decided, nope, that's not the line I want to be taking. Just sort of eases off the accelerator, comes through, and it's a 136. So not the quickest for Bats Plus, but I'll probably get him through to Q2. Let's jump on board with Geimer as he comes through Sector 1. In fact, I think Sam Flea, yeah, he's not set a lap yet, the other AlphaTauri driver. Let's see where his pace is going to be at today as he comes through Sector 3. Yeah, Rob J. Lewis, exactly what I said, mate. You know, you're on a lap of your own, so it's just unfortunate. But you know, there's no rules to say, you know, you need to move out the way. You're on your own lap. You know, you're trying to get through as well. Sam Fleet, as he comes through to the left-hander, it's not going to be quick enough. It's 1:36, so right there with his teammate. Look at that, 13 hundredths quicker than his teammate Batspus. So both the AlphaTauri sitting in 9th and 10th. I think that might get them through, but we'll have to see. Right, let's jump on board. Ben is in the pit, so he's not set a lap yet. Let's go on board with Geimer, see where he can go to. As he comes through sector 3 as well. He's got the pace, Geimer, really has. He's been competing with these top guys. He's been competing for podiums the last couple of weeks. He's had a bit of bad luck as well, but he comes through and it's a 1:35.8, goes 8th fastest. So still Homo Sapien in the Red Bull, in Stubix in the Williams, F7R Matt in the McLaren, and Ben in the Ferrari, still yet to settle that. So we got Homo Sapien, who's just started his lap, so let's stay on board with the Red Bull driver. So Ed Williams with the 100 bits donation says, my apprentice for the win tonight. His apprentice currently sits on pole position in Q1. That's B right in the Racing Point. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Milan says, I am looking fresh. So Homo Sapien in that Red Bull, what sort of lap time can he set? I think Homo Sapien was our race winner last week in Italy. Might have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure off the top of my head that Homo Sapien got the race win last week. A Quinlan with the 20 bits, thank you so much, mate. A Quinlan there will be cheering on his brother of Q Boys, who currently sits in 6th. A Quinlan, if you didn't see the end of the silver race earlier today, make sure you go and check out the end to that race. A Quinlan managed to get a podium on the very last lap of the race, but saying that, Poxteros, the bad luck that driver has is incomprehensible. It's a 1:35.0 by Homo Sapien, goes 3rd fastest. The very last lap of the race, Poxteros is coming round, has a collision with a back marker, he's out the race, and A Quinlan takes 3rd place. You couldn't write it. So we'll stay on board with Ben in the Ferrari. The last 3 races that Ben has been in, he's been on pole. So let's see what this Ferrari driver can do today as a reserve. Bats sucks at Singapore. Bats, you are the championship leader. You need to be up there today. It's getting tight now. After today, I think there's only 7 races left. I think there might be 6 races left after today. I'll have to check. Anyway, you need to stay focused and stay in them points. This is your championship to lose. So Ben coming through sector 2 in that Ferrari. And the number 90 on the car. Going through the left-hander, keeping it tight to the chicane. And he goes right out to the wall. And comes full throttle down the straight. And just... Oh, there's a car just off track there. Don't know who that was. I think this is going to be quick. If it doesn't invalidate the Ferrari of Ben, this is going to be a very quick time. Look at the pace coming through there. He just doesn't seem to be slowing down anywhere. Right to the wall. He's just going to ease off the throttle slightly. Carry on with the throttle, using as much track as he can get. It's a 1:34.4 for the Ferrari driver, Ben McEwen. What a lap. Incredible lap time. Started on pole position today in the silver race on medium compound tyres due to only being able to set 1 lap and then it raining. That was a brilliant lap, showing what pace he's got here in Singapore now. Let's have a look, see who else is out on track. So we got Lemon, he's 6th, 10th up on his lap time. He's getting close to that drop zone as well. I think he's probably safe, but you never know. Where's this league from? Australia, Okoso. We've got guys from all around the world in this league, but we run it from the UK. Let's keep on board with Lemon Who as he comes through. Lemon Who, Lemon Him. Let's see what he can do. As he's coming through Sector 2. He's got that pace going up. He's already 6 tenths up on his lap time. Keeping it nice and tight to the chicane. He wants to keep that pace going straight out of that curb. Oh, he's got a nice driving line through there as he comes down the straight. The DRS is on. His ERS button is full throttle. And he's down the straight in the Renault. Just touches 7th gear and then brakes into the right-hand chicane. Coming through Sector 3. This is the tricky bit. Very easy to invalidate. Oh, he keeps it. And that's such a close line to the curb as well. Oh, he's backing out of the lap. He was on for a fantastic lap there. Sam Flea coming through Sector 2. He's up on his lap time as well. Bats Plus is on an outlap. The 2 Alpha Tower is the 2 constructors leaders at the moment. Let's have a look for Rob J. Lewis coming through Sector 2 as well. So we've got a few guys out. B-Right is back out. B-Right doesn't really need to be out. Only 7 seconds left. M. Pricey is going to go for another lap as well. He wants to compete with the big boys at the top. But let's stay on board with Sam Flea. He comes through Sector 3. He's increased his lap time. We'll stay with the bottom guys. Instubix and Stegfellows both crashed out. They are out in Q1. Rob J. Lewis, Hallis, Jake the Lad currently sit in that drop zone. And Hallis is in the pits. Jake the Lad is on an outlap. I don't think they're going to set a lap time. So it's only Rob J. Lewis who could potentially take one of these guys into the drop zone. He's currently on a lap. He's 4 tenths down. This isn't going to be good enough. Sylvie Easy, thank you so much for the follow. Honestly, really do appreciate every follow. Stegfellows is definitely the recovery man here. Every single drive he does, it's just a recovery drive. He starts from the back. I think last week he started from the back and ended up 6th. It was a phenomenal drive. Jake the Lad is on a lap actually. Jake the Lad is on a lap, and it's Matt, F7R Matt, who's in the danger zone here, but he's also on a flyer. So the McLaren driver of Matt, as he's coming through Sector 2, is he up or down? But it all depends on whether Jake's up or down as well. The racing point of Jake. And is that Pricey in the pits has retired or on the track? I think it's in the pits. Jake the Lad, is he up? Is he down? He's 3 tenths up. And Jake the Lad, Matt, what's he going to be? This is going to be very close. 3 tenths will take him out of this drop zone. Jake the Lad is coming through Sector 3. Matt's coming through Sector 3. Oh, that was very close as Matt comes round the final left-hander. What sort of pace is he going to have? Where's he going to move to? He moves right up to 4th. Incredible lap time. Where's Jake as he comes through the final left-hander? It's a 1:35.8. He goes up to 13th. Sam Flea. Sam Flea is currently out. He's on a fire. This is unbelievable. He's 11 seconds down. He didn't think he had to worry, and he has been eliminated here in Q1. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Sam Flea, I think that's for the 2nd week in a row. He's out in Q1. It's not a driver you'd expect to see down there. But he is out in Q1. And Jake the Lad, for the 3rd week in a row, I think it might be, is through to Q2. So definitely improving the racing point. Incredible lap time that was. Sam Flea says, I can't believe it. Neither can I. So in Q1, the fastest man on the track is Ben McEwen in the Ferrari. And B-Right and the Moz Monster are 2nd and 3rd. Quickest eliminated. This is incredible. Starting in 20th position for the Singapore Grand Prix and eliminated in Q1 is in Stubix. Rob J. Lewis is out in 19th. The Steg, come on, he's out in 18th. He needs another good recovery drive. Hallis, the Norwegian driver, is out in 17th. And Sam Flea, by the skin of his teeth, is eliminated. And Jake the Lad goes through. Unbelievable. Q2 it is. This is the interesting part. This is the part I love about qualifying. It's where you get to see strategies. It's where you get to see what sort of tyres they're going to use, what they're going to go for. And you start to see everybody rushing out of the pits with a couple of minutes left. So Jake the Lad through to Q2 again. Fantastic. Sam Flea won't be happy that he's now got to sit there and watch this qualifying. But Sam Flea, for a recovery drive, is very, very good at gaining places. Probably, I think he's had 3 or 4 Driver of the Day awards now, Sam Flea. He's probably one of the best drivers in the league at overtaking. Phenomenal driver at overtaking. He's just great. He can get that speed, he can get that overtake. Very clean driver. He makes moves look so easy. So him and Steg would be the ones to watch out for coming from the back of the track today. So who's out on track first? It's not going to be Sam today. It's going to be the Haas of Pricey. He was second out last time, but he's going to jump out and say, this is where the benchmark's going to be. I'm going out on softs. Let's not mess around. Who's going to come out on mediums? Maxi Block, Jake and Matt, both the McLarens, and Geimer all out on mediums. Q-Boys and Fanfinus out on mediums as well. So Pricey will be setting the first lap today. Nice. So Pricey was at a league race with you last night at Spa. Let us know how he got on. Remember guys, we race every single Sunday. Our silver race is at 10 AM and our gold race is at 3 PM every single Sunday. Please do give us a follow and support us. We really appreciate every single follow that you guys give to us and support us as a racing league. It's absolutely incredible. We personally think we're one of the best leagues out there. The way we do it, the guys that we've got, the races we've got, is just phenomenal. If you are interested in coming and joining and racing in this Formula 1 league, just join the Discord and we'll try and sort you a seat out. So Pricey is coming through sector 1 now. There is already a yellow flag out, so a few incidents. Have you noticed, if you look at the two McLarens, they're always side by side, always. They're creating a great bond out there, Matt and Jake. Interesting facts, Matt and Jake came in separately. I think there was like a week between each of these guys joining Formula 7. They didn't actually race for the same team when they first came in, so they were enemies. But now they're together, they're teammates, and they have really stepped up to the mark and made a sort of imprint on that McLaren team, which is fantastic. Let's jump on board with Pricey in the Haas. As he comes through, the DRS is open as he notches it up to about 7th gear, and he just leaves it there and then brakes. Pricey in the Haas. This is phenomenal as the Moz Monster just moves out the way for him. He's a little bit slippy, but it looks quick. It looks quick by Pricey. I want to know who's behind him. I think that's Q-Boys. Yep, Q-Boys is coming through sector 3, so we'll jump to him straight after the Haas driver of Pricey as he comes through. Oh, he's gone into the pits. So no, that's not for him, so we'll jump on with Q-Boys, who's currently out on the medium compound tyre, coming through sector 3. So he's out of the RS already, Q-Boys. So he used it too early. It's a 1:35.5 though. And as we come through to the other guys, we've got Marius Daniel who's coming through. Geimer 1:35.6 as well on them softs. He'd want to be a bit quicker than that, but we've got Marius Daniel in the other Haas. Maxi Block in the medium compound tyre. Q-Boys has been disqualified from the session for driving the wrong way. So God knows what happened there, but he will now start 15th in this race. As a Quinlan likes to call him, Bottle Job, he's doing it again, Quinlan. You need to have a word with him. So let's jump on board with a couple of these guys. Fan finished a 1:35.9. Marius Daniel hit a 1:35.9 as well. Jake a 1:36.2. We've got Jake the lad coming through in the Racing Point. Let's see where his pace is going to be at. We've got Homo Sapien. He's coming out on an outlap as well. We've got Lemon Who. He's going to be coming through. He's 1.6 up, Jake, on his lap time. That put him around a 1:35.0. We've got Jake the lad a 1:36.6 just come through as well in that Racing Point. Let's jump on board with Jake. He's coming through Sector 2. Actually, Lemon's in Sector 3. So Lemon in the Renault. Not set a lap time yet. He's out on them soft compound tyres. No messing around. I missed that, but Matt came through with a 1:35.6. Oh, was it the Mods? The Mods were a 1:35.4 as well. Here he comes, Lemon Who in the Renault. Oh, he's a 1:40, so I don't know what happened then. B-Rat, let's jump on board with B-Rat. Let's see where his pace is going to be at. Coming through Sector 2 now, the Racing Point driver. His pace recently switched from medium to no traction, and you can really see the difference in pace that B-Right in the Racing Point has got now. Okoso, you can use whatever assists you want in the race. But we do have different divisions as well. If you're not sure on your pace, maybe come and join our silver division when there's a free seat there. So we've got Bats Plus, the championship leader, just behind B-Right as well, as B-Right comes through towards the finish straight. It's a 1:35.1. And where's Bats Plus going to be? A 1:35.1 for B-Right. Let's jump on board with the championship leader in the Alpha Tauri. He's out on softs, no messing around. There's a lot of guys out on mediums. Still 7.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. So Bats Plus in that Alpha Tauri. Okoso, this is the gold division. Silver have already raced at 10 AM this morning. You can always go and check out the race replay after this race. Don't rush off there. Bats Plus coming through now. It's going to be a 1:35.9. So still off the pace there, Bats Plus. He doesn't like Singapore, and he's showing it today. Could this be the first time that Bats Plus has failed to get through to Q3, the championship leader? You never know. So Homo Sapien will jump on board with him. He's finished in 3 out of the last 4 podiums. Really stepped up his game in that Red Bull. Oh, he's invalidated Homo Sapien, so we'll jump on board. Pricey coming through Sector 3. It's a 1:35.4, goes 5th fastest. Ben still not set a lap. He's gone back into the pits on the mediums. I think he won't mess around now, Ben. He doesn't want to go right round and do another lap. That's why he's dived into the pits. He'll switch to the soft compound tyres now, and then he'll come back out. We've got B-Right. He's coming through. He's going back into the pits to switch to them softs in case he needs to come back out as well. And the Moz as well. Guyman's in the garage. Jake's in the garage. Fan Finis, Bats Plus, Marius, Daniel, Jake the lad. So nobody doing anything at the moment. Everybody just sort of waiting and switching to them softs in case they need to come back out. And Pricey spun it. He's into the wall. Not what you want to see, because he needs to get back round and get on them soft compound tyres. Lemon, who is on an outlap as well. Lemon Who's come back out on their medium compound tyres, which is really interesting because outside the top 10, you're going to be starting on them medium compound tyres anyway. So I would have thought we'd see everybody switching over to them softs now for the last 5 minutes of this qualifying session. I would not be surprised if I see Lemon Who dive into the pit lane and switch them soft compound now. Ben in the Ferrari is on the outlap. It's going to be great to see where the pace of Ben is here. But that's really interesting. Ben has come back out on the medium compound tyres. So regardless of where Ben starts, he wants to be starting on the mediums. The thing is, as we realised from the Silver race this morning, this is a medium to hard track. If you use soft compound tyres around Singapore, it's a two-stopper. End of story. There's no getting out of it. It's a two-stopper. So it's interesting to see a lot of these guys saying, no, I'd rather start outside the top 10 than go onto softs and have to do a two-stopper. So because Lemon looks like he's staying out on the mediums as well. He is, yeah. So let's stay on board with Lemon, see where he can get to. Maxi Block is definitely going to be starting on the softs. So is B Right, probably the Moz as well. So they're all on two-stop strategies here. Unless they can get a really good stint out the softs, go on to the hards and make them last till the end of the race, which is going to be a tough challenge to ask. Just whilst you're on board with Lemon, I'm just going to quickly grab a drink. Sorry guys, my bad. I didn't realise they're not on softs. I've got fitted tyres, not the best tyres. So I was thinking, what's going on here? Everybody seems to be setting the fastest laps on them softs, but I was on fitted, not best. So yeah, pretty much everybody's starting on the mediums. Like I said, it's a one-stop strategy with mediums. Oh, Lemon Who's hit the wall. Ben has just come through and set the fastest lap of Q2 with a 1:35, dead in their medium compound tyres. Maxi and B Right. We're looking at these bottom guys now. Lemon's going to have to get out and try and get through, so he's switched to the softs. He has, apparently. No, that's your best lap time. Sorry, my bad. Homo Sapiens on the lap time. So let's jump on board with the Red Bull driver. He wants to get out of that drop zone. He wants to get into Q3. I think he's got the pace. He's definitely, well, I don't think, I know he's definitely got the pace to make it through to Q3 here, Homo Sapien. It's just what sort of time he's going to set. There's a lot of very, very good drivers. I'm looking at this grid at the moment, and I can't pick out a handful of drivers that I think might not make it through. I think everybody's got a chance here. The fastest Sector 1 for Homo Sapien is nearly half a second up on his lap time already. Through Sector 2, sorry. As he comes through Sector 3. This is going to be a good lap time by the Red Bull driver. Where's it going to sit him though? He comes through for the final left-hander. It's not a 34. It's a 35.9. It keeps him there. 8 tenths up on his lap time, and he's not out of the drop zone. He's going to have to go again. He doesn't want to be slowing down, otherwise he is out here. Bats Plus still in the drop zone as well. Fan Finish just through at the minute. We've got Geimer in the pits. We've got the Moz Monster. He's on a flyer in Sector 2 at the moment. He currently sits 5th. Homo Sapien will have to set another lap if he wants to try and get through here. We've got Pricey coming through Sector 1. He's invalidated though. We've got the Moz coming through. 2 attempts up the Renault driver. That is qualifying complete. And Jake the Lad and Lemon Who are out in Q2. Homo Sapien, Bats Plus still have a chance of getting out. Q-Boy's got disqualified. He's out in Q2 as well. So only 2 more drivers will be eliminated. The Moz Monster coming through Sector 3 at the moment. Where's his pace going to be? Oh, he's invalidated it. He's invalidated it. So Price is invalidated it as well. Let's see where Fan Finish is. He's nearly 2 tenths up on his lap time. Bats Plus coming through Sector 2 as well. So he's just behind Fan Finish. We've got Homo Sapien. He is out in Q2 as well. So it's just between Bats Plus and Fan Finish. They're literally wheel to wheel on the track. And Bats Plus is out on them soft compounds as well. So not taking any risks. He's going to have to go for the 2-stopper in the race. Fan Finish 4 tenths up now. Let's stay on board with the Ferrari driver of Fan Finish. He's going to be first through the finish line. Elchie, thank you so much for the follow. As he comes through, he needs to keep this now. Fan Finish is at risk. There's literally 500ths between him at the moment. And Fan Finish is up on his lap time. So is Bats Plus. He's coming through. The same sector. He keeps the pace. Fan Finish comes through. And it's a 1:35.1. Where's Bats Plus? He's out. He increased his lap time, Bats Plus, but it wasn't good enough to get out on the soft compound tyres as well. The championship leader is out in Q2. What a shocker we've got here in Singapore. So, the fastest lap time of the session goes to Ben in the Ferrari, and the other Ferrari of Fan Finish as well. He will be on a 2-stopper on them soft compounds as well in the Ferrari. Was second quickest. But the Fan Finish will be on a 2-stopper for the race now. Eliminated in Q2. Q-Boys a disqualification will start 15th. Lemon Who in the Renault will start in 14th. And Jake the Lad in the Racing Point in 13th. Homo Sapien, what a shocker there as well in the Red Bull, will start in 12th. And Bats Plus, the championship leader, is out in Q2 and will start 11th for this race. So a huge shock there in Q2 with some great drivers out. So who's going to make the first move here in Q3? Let's see where the starting grid is going to be. Oh, it's raining. It's intermediates. It's intermediates in Q3. Unbelievable. Could somebody potentially try and get out on them softs quickly before the track really gets wet? Unbelievable. I think that is a McLaren of Matt, yeah. Oh no, it's definitely too wet for any slicks out there. So this could really mix up the pack here for Singapore. It is wet out there. The McLaren of Jake will try and get out on track ASAP and get that lap set. So we've already had a shocker. We've had really good drivers. The championship leader all out in Q2. And now it's wet in Q3. Could really mix up this starting grid. And Bats Plus says it's heavy rain at the end. So everybody's going to be trying to get out. B-Right's still in the pit. So's Marius and Geimer. They need to get out. If it gets wetter, they've got no chance. Anton and Racing Otter, thank you so much for the follow. So let's stay on board with Jake and let's see where he's going to be today in Q3. Both of the McLarens through to Q3 as well, Jake and Matt. So phenomenal drive from these lads. We've got Geimer through, Marius, Maxi, Be Right, the Moz. These will all be happy to see the championship leader out in Q2. So we got the Moz just behind Matt as well. So interesting race here in Singapore. We've got 2 Ferraris as well out. Everybody's out on track. And it's Jake who's going to be first to set a lap. It's getting wetter and wetter out there. It could literally be the first to set a lap. Could be pole position here. Going to be a very boring end to this qualifying though. Jake is literally on course to be on pole here. He is first out. He is first setting a lap. This could be phenomenal. Maxi Block is out as well. Fanfiness, Pricey and Ben all out on laps, but let's stay on board with Jake as he comes through sector 2. It's raining out there. Ed says he wishes he was here, well so do I. Oh, seems a little slow. Come on Jake, you need to keep it now. This is your opportunity. It's getting wetter. These guys are going to struggle. You've got the opportunity. You're at the front of the pack. Yeah, you have to be so careful around Singapore when it's wet. So Jake comes through. It's a 152.9 for the McLaren driver. So we've got Matt, the other McLaren, coming through as well. But I think we've got Maxi Block coming through. It's a 152.3, goes pole. Pricey goes second with a 152.8. We've got Matt coming through sector 3 at the moment. We've got 2 Ferraris. I think they're only... Oh, they're on Flyers. We've got Fanfiness coming through. It's a 153.4. We've got Ben in the other Ferrari. A 153.7. It's getting wetter out there. We've got Matt. Oh, he invalidated. No, Matt, you've invalidated your lap time. That is costly. So costly. Maxi Block is on pole. The Moz Monster goes 4th fastest, a 153.3. Look at how wet it's getting out there. Everybody's struggling. This is huge. Marius is on an out lap and Matt is on another lap. So Marius, I don't think he's got any chance now. It's way too wet out there to even compete with these lap times. Look at that. You've gone from a 152 to a 157 in half a lap of rain. This is so costly for these guys. Yep, Marius is already slipping out. And there's a Ferrari in front of him already crashed. And Geimer and B. Wright are trying to come through. B. Wright is half a second up, but he's going to have to be a lot more than that. Geimer's in the way of B. Wright here. Maybe he's just left it in. Nope, he's back in. Oh, but he's right in the way of B. Wright there. Marius on an outlap. Matt is invalidated again. Matt could be starting 10th here after invalidating his lap time, and it's way too wet to compete for pole now. Pricey's gone again. Look at the lap times. It's so much down. Oh no, he did. He went pole. Pricey goes pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix at 151.7. So there is still pace out there. The Moz Monster is coming through as well. Fanfiness has invalidated it. Is the Moz going to go? So there is still pace out there to try and get on pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix. as he comes through. Has he got the pace? It's a 1:52.8. He goes third fastest, so he has improved. Guymer's going to come through. He might improve on his lap. No, he doesn't. B rights into the pit lane. So's Marius Daniels going to go for a flyer. He's only on an outlap at the moment. The Mosmos, it says half a second. No, he's invalidated. So yeah, everybody seems to be calming down now, except from Marius Daniels. Let's stay on board with him. So the rain has really changed this starting grid up for the race today. So we're not going to see the same names up there for the start of this race today. This has been an incredible qualifying. Honestly, if the race is anything as exciting as the qualifying, we're in for a good one. We're in for a cracker. Absolute cracker here today in Singapore. Can Marius get any improvement on that? Well, he's not set a lap, so he's going to have to set something. As he comes through, this might be okay, you know. He might get a decent lap time here. Where will Marius start in the Haas? Oh, look at that. He's already slipping out. It's getting really wet out there. His teammate in the other Haas is currently on pole position for this race. Can he get up there with him? It looks like he might be quite a bit off the pace, but where's he going to go? It's a 1:55, so B Wright will move down to 9th, and Marius is now 8th for this race. Everybody else is back on outlaps, so they all want to improve on the times. There is still pace out there, but not much. Only 2 minutes of the session left, and it is race time. This is going to be a thrilling race because there's going to be so many overtakes here with this starting grid. Matt has still not set a lap time. Only 1 minute of the session remains. Can any improvement come? Matt just needs to set a lap, and this will be the only lap he can set, so he needs to make it a good one in that McLaren. His teammate currently sits 4th. Everybody is back out on a flyer. Marius has already done 2 laps on his inters. Jay Bentley says, best luck to my son, Ben Wright. Currently sitting in 9th because of the rain here, but he's definitely got pace, as we've seen in Q2 in the dry, which the race will be in the dry. So that is it. It is out. I'm so sorry. I was reading the chat. I completely missed that. Be Right went up to 4th. So Be Right will start 4th in today's race. I was watching Matt to see what lap time he could set, and Be Right just moved right up to 4th from 9th. So there's definitely pace still out there. Right, he says, "Sound, Mum. I'm doing this for you. It's Mother's Day." Matt comes through. He looks quick, Matt. Fanfidus goes 4th fastest in that Ferrari, and Matt's coming through. It's a 152 dead. The 2 McLarens are 2nd and 3rd. Maxi Block is 4th. He's coming round. He's down on his lap time. Marius has spun out. Benny's coming through sector 2. He's invalidated, so that's going to be him out. The Moz Monster is half a second up, so this is going to be huge for the Moz Monster. But Ben in the Ferrari is going to start 7th. Everyone is all over the place here. Maxi Block is retired. He's out in 4th. The Moz is still in with a chance, and Jake sets the fastest lap of the qualifying session. Oh, the Moz was on a flyer, and Maxi Block has lost it in the wall, and he's blocked the Moz, and the Moz Monster is out in 8th due to a collision with Maxi Block. Ben is invalidated. Geimer is nearly 2 tenths up on his lap time. I don't think that's going to be enough to improve on his position. The 2 McLarens in 1st and 3rd. They'll be in a party together. Absolutely ecstatic now. Unbelievable. Moz says he was 8 tenths up. Oh my god. That is devastating. Geimer takes Marius Daniel and starts 9th, so Marius will start 10th. That is so unfortunate for the Moz, who collided with Maxi Block, who was in the middle of the track without a wheel. So an incredible qualifying, probably the most exciting and thrilling qualifying we've probably ever had. 5 seconds Be Right made up on his lap time, which was astonishing. Be Right will start 6th in the Singapore Grand Prix today. So, the top 10 for the Singapore Grand Prix. The McLaren of Jake is going to start on pole position in the gold race. Pricey in the Haas will start on the front row of the grid in 2nd. Matt in the other McLaren will start on the 2nd row of the grid in 3rd. And Maxi Block in the Williams will be 4th. Fanfinish in the Ferrari on the 3rd row of the grid. Next to him is Be Right in the Racing Point. On the 4th row of the grid is Ben in the Ferrari. His pole position run comes to an end. The Moz Monster, due to that huge collision with Maxi Block, will start 8th. Geimer in the Mercedes makes 1 position on his last lap and starts 9th. And Marius Daniel in the Haas will start 10th for today's Grand Prix. I can't wait for this one. What a race we have on our hands today. Remember guys, if we have nobody ready up, we should be able to start on lights out. I've not tested it yet, but we'll see if it works. So nobody ready up. Nope, Jake the lad's ready up, Max is ready up. Okay, it doesn't matter. But hopefully this will be fixed soon for Codemasters. Remember guys, there's a formation lap. Warm up your tyres, do not hit each other, stay away. It's only a formation lap, you're not racing. A bit of support there from Mrs. Be Right. Hopefully this is all changed next year. A whole year of this lockdown, family and everything, just been a nightmare. But racing on a Sunday has definitely improved the whole situation. Thank you for following FCSU and A Quinlan. Thank you so much for the bits. The start of this race is moments away. The formation lap is underway. What a grid we have on our hands today. Jake is going to be starting on pole. Is that the first time that Jake started on pole position? Would have to double check that, but it could well be. The two McLarens are in phenomenal positions here. First and third. 100 bits by Ed Williams. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. He says, come on, lads. So we're in for an absolute banger today, we are. Nightbot says, we miss you, Ed. Oh, God. We miss you, Ed. Bring Ed back. Hashtag bring Ed back. So the race is seconds away. Rob J. Lewis says, can I get an invite? Yeah. Mosvald with the 50 bits. Thank you so much for the 50 bits. Right, the race is about to begin. I can't send any more invites because it goes blue screen. Right, Sam is back in. Sam Flea with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 510 bits, and Ed Williams with the bits as well. The bits are coming flying in today. Everybody's throwing the bits in. It definitely must have been a good qualifying. Well, you're in for an absolutely spectacular race. Sam Flea, thank you so much for the 510 bits. Huge that from Sam Flea. Hopefully you have that recovery drive, Sam. You and Steg, even Hallis, Rob, Insta, you all need them recovery drives as we begin to formation up. Formation up, formation up, formate up. I don't really know. Anyway, I'm losing my marbles here. This is it. As they begin to line up for the Singapore Grand Prix. Look at the view in the night sky. The two orange cars of the McLarens on the front 2 rows of this grid. Not just yet, Joe. This is it. Look at that for a view here in Singapore, sponsored by Formula 7 Racing. 10 AM, 3 PM every Sunday, and it's lights out and away we go here in Singapore. Pricey, Jake goes down, Pricey gets a great start, he moves into first. B Wright is up 2 positions, he's now up to 6th, down to 7th. Pricey is up to first in this race. The Mosmos is up 6. There's been a huge collision at the back of the track. There's oh, it's B Wright. He's down 14 places. B Wright has had a huge collision and he's at the back of this grid. A recovery drive is well needed for that driver now. Lemon Who down to 19th as well. Bats Plus didn't get a great start. He's down 5. Hallish is up 6 positions, up to 11th place. That is huge. Sam Flea already up into the points in the top 10. Maxi Block gets the overtake on the Moz Monster. Look at that, and the Moz Monster comes back at him. I think he might have had to let him get back past, but the Moz is back up to 5th position. Pricey now leads this Singapore Grand Prix. Unbelievable start here in Singapore. Jake the lad is up into the points. What a start for the Racing Point driver. B Wright will probably now go onto the hard compound tyres. He'll get into the pits, get that wing fixed, and get on them hards and try and get as far into this race as he possibly can. If B Wright manages to get into the points today, he'll have a spectacular drive on his hands. So huge look for B Wright going forward now. The two McLarens in 2nd and 3rd still in the podium positions. Ben all over the back of Maxi Block. He's stayed exactly where he started, but there's some big movers. The fastest lap goes to Price. He's now 1.5 seconds clear of Jake in 2nd place. Jake the lad up into the points. Hallis now up 7 as well, so he's now taken Sam Flees into 11th, and Homo Sapien there just gets the overtake on Instubix. He's down 2 positions though, the Red Bull driver. Lemon and B right in the pits, so not having the best of luck at the start of this Singapore Grand Prix. But look at Pricey now, 2 seconds clear of these McLaren drivers. Fanfinus in the Ferrari all over the back of Jake. And Q-Boys, exactly, Q-Boys up 2 positions to 13th. So big movers at the back. Bats plus down 5 places and he's in 16th. Oh, he's just got the overtake on Instubix. Let's jump to that. Huge overtake. Instubix at the side of him. Steg is there as well. Steg's looking at him. Steg's stalking him. And Homo Sapien spun. That's caused damage to Instubix. So we got a great view of that then. Steg is going to go for the overtake on Instubix. Instubix nearly colliding with him. Rob J. Lewis trying to get the overtake. There's a safety car. Oh, a collision with Rob J. Lewis. Homo Sapien's going to try and come back at him. So huge collisions at the back and there's a safety car. This is ideal for Lemon and B Wright, who have just pitted and gone on to them new tyres. Lemon opted for the hards and B Wright for the mediums. So Fanfinus stays behind, the safety car is out, they will all regroup up. Will we see any cars go into the pits? Nope. They all stay out. What a start to this Singapore Grand Prix we have had here today. So we have got Geimer, Hallis and Sam Fleet all opting to go into the pit lane. Bats Plus now up to 11th. Instubix with a 3-second time penalty. Let's stay on board with B Wright and Lemon. Let's see where they end up now. They've got to stay under the Delta, remember, so I'm not sure if they'll make any positions up. But at least now they'll be back in with a chance of this. They'll be back in with the pack. Lemon's in a great position. He's on the hard compound tyre now. I think any of these guys, if you look at Rob, Instubix, all opting for the hard compound tyres to try and get as far into this race as they possibly can. So brilliant start here in Singapore. So Lemon does make 2 positions, he's up 17th. Jake the Lad still in the points as well, 8th position. What a start Jake the Lad has had in that racing point. So one racing point gets a great start and the other gets an absolutely abysmal start. All staying behind the Mercedes safety car, soon to be Aston Martin. So Pricey not going to take any more out of Matt and Jake. So Matt managed to get in front of his teammate Jake as well. So Jake started on pole position, now currently in 3rd position. And so a loss of 2 places for the McLaren driver Hallis. A severe collision with Sam Flee. How has that happened underneath the safety car? He's got a 5-second time penalty. Let's have a look at Sam, see if Hallis has got wing damage. And he has. He's missing one of his end plates, Hallis. So a 5-second time penalty and damage for Hallis. So he's going to have to go into the pits now to change that front wing. But he'll opt for the hard compound tyre. Try and get to the end of this race. It's not the end of the world with the safety car out. Jeg says it's still plan A. Steg still plan A. Well, Steg's up 6 positions to 12th now, so nearly in the points. Considering he started 18th on the grid, that's a huge jump. So Hallis and Instubix both in the pit lane. Instubix getting rid of that time penalty and Hallis on his way out. B Wright is now up to 18th, so already making moves to come back up and on the back of this pack. It might not be a bad move that B Wright's opted for their medium compound tyres. Probably get you about 12 laps, so you're looking about lap 18. Maybe if he tries to get a few more, go onto them softs, but they do really run out quick around here. So he's still looking at maybe another one stop to go onto probably the mediums again. It depends, because he started on the mediums, so we'll see where he goes with that plan. Jeg, Be Right needs your help here. He needs your help. He needs a plan. Maxi Block down 2 positions as well in that Williams. The Maxi Block will want to be getting right up there today. If you look at where Bax Plus is, he's 11th. He's the championship leader, and his closest rival is Maxi Block. So Maxi will be wanting to get as many points out of his lead as he can today. Let's see what Bax Plus can do, though. Our current championship leader, Bax Plus, let's drive on board with him. He's had a brilliant season over in America. He drives all over the world. We have drivers. So Pricey just slowing it down. These guys need to be careful, don't get too close. But Pricey is controlling the pace. He's stopping and he's going to fly off. He doesn't want to get taken on that straight, but look at Matt prowling on the back of him. He wants it and he goes, but he stays with him. Matt and Jake has stayed with him, so he doesn't let him get too far away there. Jake is there as well. Fanfiness all over the back. Pricey, let's go to the back of this grid. So Homo Sapien there trying to make amends for his mistakes. Steg is up to 11th, 12th. He tries to get the overtake. He might lose a position. Homo Sapien is trying to get it, but he stays in 12th there, Steg. And Homo Sapien has been taken by Steg's teammate of Geimer. So the 2 Mercedes now 12th and 13th. Looking at some of these guys, the racing is brilliant. Not one DNF yet. The race around Singapore has been phenomenal. The driving by these lads. So looking at the front of the grid now, it's getting close. Matt 1 second off Pricey. And we got the Moz there as well. Could have done. He's up 3 positions, the Moz, from 8th to 5th. Having a phenomenal drive. He was so unlucky to crash into the car of Maxi Block in qualifying when he was 8 tenths up. But he's now in front of the car that did the damage, and he's in front of Maxi Block. Fanfiness up 1 position as well. So Be Right down to 19th. I don't know what happened with Be Right there. Just trying to get past Rob J. Lewis. Has he got any damage? No, he's not. So Be Right's still in this race. Oh, Rob J. Lewis nearly hits the wall. So Be Right doesn't want to lose too much time behind the Alfa Romeo driver there. So he'll be wanting to get past Sam Flea as quick as possible. Price is setting the fastest lap of this race, and he takes a 1 second gap to Matt and Jake as well there. The 2 McLarens are in with a phenomenal chance at getting podium positions here today. Everybody is so close, but DRS is not activated until next lap. So Ben all over the back of Maxi Block as well. We know he's got pace, Ben. The mod's got a time penalty. He's not going to be happy with that. So Q-Boy's all over the back of Marius Daniel as well. Let's jump on board with Be Right. He's 2 tenths off Sam Flea. Doesn't get the overtake. Oh, nearly taps him. He's really getting held up at the back of the grid here now. He needs to sort of get that DRS as soon as possible, because he needs that DRS to get the overtake. It's really hard to overtake without any assist around here, assistance with that DRS. Slips out a bit, Rob, but I'd say to Be Right, if I was in his ear now, I'd say, right, Bono here, take your time, don't rush into anything, your chance will come. Lemon as well. DRS is now enabled, and Matt sets the fastest lap of this race, and he's inside the DRS zone of Pricey. So can he start to catch him? Jake is out of DRS zone of his teammate Matt now. The Moz all over the back of Fanfinus as well. They're all grouped up. They're all huddling. They're not even social distancing. What is going on? Oh no, Be Right. Virtual safety car. Be Right has spun. So this is going terribly bad for Be Right. And I tell you what, Be Right is the only driver to finish every single one of the 15 races so far in the whole of every division. Be Right is the only driver to have a 100% race completion record. So he will definitely not be giving up today, Be Right. He will go and go and go till the end. A drive-through penalty. It can't be getting any worse for Be Right. It cannot be getting any worse. Matt has lost that DRS behind Pricey. Q-Boys has spun it. Oh, there's a collision with Jake the Lad and Q-Boys. There's a Red Bull there as well. Homo Sapiens out. It's a DNF. And Jake the Lad tries to get back on track. So a huge collision with Jake the Lad, Q-Boys and Homo Sapien, who is our first retiree here in Singapore. Bats Plus is now in the points. He's up to 8th position. He's up 3 places. Matt is now in DRS zone again. The Moz is all over the back of Fanfinus. He's got DRS. Is he going to go for the overtake on the Ferrari? The Renault tries to go down the inside. And he's got the overtake. A brilliant move by the Moz. So Fanfinus concedes that position, but his teammate Ben is there as well. Will team orders come into play here? Absolutely not. But he's gonna be a sitting duck. Ben is gonna come for him, but he's on them faster tyres. Fanfinus. He's gonna have to pit shortly as well. We're now on lap 8. So a great move for the Moz, now up to 4th position. He's up 4 positions. Bats Plus and Sam Flea both in the points in the Alpha Tauris, but Bats Plus now 5 seconds off Ben. Lemon, look at that, up to 11th position now in the Renault. Steg is in the pits, so he got caught up in all this trouble as well. So that recovery drives has just got a little bit harder, but he's gone onto the hard compound tyre. That is him till the end of the race now. Be Right in 14th, but he's going to have to pit. So Homo Sapiens podium record comes to an end here in Singapore. Matt all over the back of Pricey. That DRS just helps so much around here. Time penalty for Sam Fleet. Oh, Ben got the overtake on his teammate. So Fanfinus is now down to 7th, and Ben has taken him. And Bats Plus is catching him as well. So Bats Plus is catching Hallis all over the back of Sam Flea as well. So, Be Right. Has he gone for his drive-through penalty? If he has, he's still in a great position. Yeah, no, he's still got a drive-through penalty. He's just trying to get a few laps in front of him before he takes that. 8 seconds of penalties for Sam Flea as well. So, looking a bit difficult now. Fanfinus 8 laps on them softs, but it's been under a safety car and virtual safety car, so we'll get a few extra ones, a few extra laps out of them. Maxi Block has took the Moz Monster. So Maxi Block says, that's my position, I'll have that back now. The DRS really does help around here. Remember, Max is 1.2 behind Jake, so when they come onto the straight, he's going to be that sitting duck like the Moz was. Steg and Rob J. Lewis are fighting it out. Steg tries to get past him. Rob J. Lewis takes him back. Maxi Block gets the fastest lap of the race so far. Look at Steg. Look at that Mercedes. It's a gorgeous livery. All over the back of Rob J. Lewis. Sam Flea and Fanfiness has pitted on them soft compound tyres. He goes into the pits. Be right, what is going on? Your mum hasn't taught you nothing. Oh, come on. Man, Jake still in great positions. Matt's all over the back of Pricey. Fanfiness is in the pits. In Stubix gets a time penalty. We've got the Moz losing a little bit of time to Maxi Block as well. Bats Plus is right up into the points as well now in 7th position with his teammate in 8th. Hallish in the Red Bull having a great race as well. He's now in 9th. And Lemon finally back in the points. The recovery drive is complete. Now he's just got to build on it. In Stubix overtakes B Right, who goes for his drive-through penalty. That is so costly. And Steg goes past Rob J. Lewis. A brilliant overtake by the Mercedes driver. He's now up to 15th. Matt is gaining on Pricey. He's still inside that DRS. Can he go for this? Right on the back of him now is Matt. He's got that DRS. He's going to come down the straight. Is he going to go for the overtake? He's catching him. Is there going to be enough track? I don't think so this time round. Maxi Block all over the back of Jake. They're going wheel to wheel. The McLaren and the Williams. Moz will happily stay back and watch these two battle it out. And then take his opportunity when it arises. Marius Daniel just took Geimer. Geimer's now in the pits. Fanfiness has come back out onto another set of soft compound tyres. Geimer's out. DNF for Geimer. Remember to stay in that green zone. So a huge crash in sector 1. Oh, sorry, he's retired in the pit lane. So Geimer has opted to retire in the pit lane and just leave. But I thought he wasn't in a bad position. And Pricey, the leader of this race, has just received a 3-second time penalty. That is huge. If it stayed like it was, that would put him down to 4th position. So 3 seconds is a huge penalty around here. So yeah, Geimer ends up going into the pits and retiring. Pricey and Matt have gone into the pit lane, and a bit of communication there. Matt says, "Jake, you take the race lead. I'll pit this lap. You go ahead and you pit next lap. Let's not get caught up in the pit lane." Fantastic work between these two racers. And Jake could potentially be holding Maxi up here for when these guys come out the pits, but he's not going to for long. And they're wheel to wheel, they're racing. It's a huge race at the front here between Jake and Maxi. Maxi gets that overtake. And look who's here as well, the Moz, who was waiting for his opportunity. And he's all over the back of Jake, who's now in 2nd position. So he's going for sort of the overcut here, Maxi. Will it work out for him? Hallish up to 5th position as well. He's having a phenomenal race. So 1 second clear now, Maxi. So he's got a bit of that clean air. Will it work well for him? Sector 3, yellow flag. I don't think anything bad has happened. So M Pricey all over the back of Lemon Who. He's got that DRS, going to go for the overtake. And he takes him. Now here comes Matt. So Matt lost a little bit of time to Pricey, but he'll be helped out by Lemon Who will give Matt some DRS to keep up with Pricey. Remember, Pricey now has nobody in front of him for 8 seconds. So there'll be no opportunities for that DRS. And pit lane goes Maxi. Pit lane goes Jake. Let's see where these guys are going to end up. So Jake comes out. Maxi's in the pit lane. He's gone for the hard compound tyre. Here comes the McLaren. Here comes Maxi. They're both right behind each other. Let's see where let's see where Pricey are going to be. And Pricey comes down the pit lane. He's now well in the lead. And so is Matt. He comes out just in front. And Lemon is now up to 6th position. But he's going to have to pit again on them hards. Ben takes Lemon. And he gets that overtake done just round the outside. Fanfinus on them fresh soft compounds is coming as well. Maxi and Jake have lost a load of time on Pricey and Matt by pitting 1 lap later. So yeah, a great decision to pit when they did for Pricey and Matt. Matt now on the back of Pricey again. But Matt's got a deal with Ben, who's on fresh softs behind him as well. So how has Ben managed to do that? He's come right out the back of him. He's on them softs, so he's going to have to pit again. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't think Matt's going to want to battle Ben too much. That is it. He'll take that DRS off the back of him and he'll let him do what he needs to do because he knows that Ben is going to have to pit again here. But we're seeing the gap between these guys. The Ferrari master plan, absolutely. Yeetwah. Hallis. The Moz is in the pit, so Hallis is now up to 2nd position. Where will the Moz come out? So, Pricey has gone through. Ben's gone through. Matt's gone through. The Moz is there. The Moz is coming out. Where's Maxi? Maxi Block comes round and the Moz is going to come out just behind Maxi Block and Jake. So the Moz comes out just behind Maxi and Jake. But Marius Daniel is now in 11th as well. Sam Flea 12th. Bats Plus is now leading this Grand Prix, and Maxi Block goes on the outside of Lemon Who, and he takes that position. He's on their fresh hard compound tyres. But Bats Plus leading this Grand Prix here in Singapore, now the championship leader. Will this all change? I'm pretty sure of it. Ben is in 3rd. Ben is driving a phenomenal race as well, but he's going to have to pit again, and here comes Bats Plus. So his pit stop is now, and he's going to go on them hards till the end of this race. And Hallis stays out for another lap. Hallis in the Red Bull is now leading this Grand Prix. Pricey and Matt. Matt goes for the overtake on Pricey in that hat. They're wheel to wheel, and Matt has got the overtake. So these guys will be leading this Grand Prix once that Ben pits, and Matt has got the overtake. Pricey's got another time penalty. So Matt with a brilliant move on the Haas driver, but here comes Pricey. He goes for that overtake and he gets it back. So he doesn't keep it for long, Matt. But 6 seconds of time penalties now overshadows Pricey in this race. So Ben is leading this Grand Prix on them soft compounds. He is flying around this track. So he's gone for a completely different strategy to these guys. So Matt just losing a little bit of time. Fanfinis is trying to catch him as well. Maxi Block around 4.5 seconds behind Matt now. Jake still a second behind Maxi Block, and Moz right on the back of Jake. I tell you, when this all pans out and everybody pits and goes back to the original positions, it's going to be interesting to see where everybody ends up here. Steg now up to 13th as well, so he's having a great drive. B right up to 15th. So they're all sort of trying to work their way back up now. Lemon, who into the points, is in 10th as well. Bats Plus, after his pit stop, is now in 9th. And after Fanfinis pits, he could potentially find himself in 8th, the championship leader. So Q-Boys is battling with Steg at the moment. Half a second behind him. We've got the Moz all over the back of Jake as well in that McLaren. He's got DRS, but he's not going to be close enough to make that overtake. Just not this time around. Yellow flag sector 3. Oh, is that an AlphaTauri? I think that was Sam Flea that spun off. No damage has been done though. He still sits in 12th. But he's probably going to have to pit again. And Pricey is being held up by Hallis here. This is really good for Matt. It's probably really good for Pricey now that Hallis is going to be holding up Matt as well. Maxi Block trying to catch up to Fanfinis in the Ferrari. So Hallis opts to stay out for another lap. He's carrying on going. Virtual safety car. I don't know what's happened, but there's a virtual safety car out. Nobody wants to get a drive-through penalty here. The Moz just got a 3-second time penalty. They want to stay in green. A drive-through time penalty could ruin your race here today in Singapore. And the Moz gets the overtake on Jake. So Jake loses a little bit of time to Maxi, and Moz takes his chance and moves up a position. Bats Plus and Lemon Who now both in the pits. So they are going to the end of the race on mediums. Oh, Lemon's lost it. His tyres look like they wasn't up to temperature speed. And he's completely hit the wall, Lemon. Not what he wanted as he was coming out the pit lane as well. So he's now going to have to pit again. Unbelievable. That recovery charge seems to have gone right down the pan here. Steg is up to 12th. And B right 14th. So really trying to come back. There's a huge battle going on here, and Matt all over the back of Hallis. Hallis has gone into the pits, so Matt gets some free air now, but he's now 3.5 seconds behind Pricey. So him getting stuck behind Hallis was so costly for the McLaren driver. And only 1.6 clear and 2 seconds clear of Maxi and the Moz. So really jeopardised his race, getting stuck behind Hallis there. So he's got some work cut out for him now, Matt, to try and catch Pricey. And I tell you, Ben, he's now 7 seconds clear of Pricey. He's throwing in them laps on them soft compound tyres at the front of this grid, Ben. He's like a dark horse there. You don't know where he's going to come out. Yellow flag sector 3. Was that Q, boys? Yeah, going into the pits. And Lemon, he's just had 15 seconds worth of time penalties on that lap. So, God knows what's just happened to him. Hollis has got a time penalty as well, and he's in the points. And he's going to go into the pits. Lemon, wouldn't surprise me if his car stayed in the garage. Lemon, yeah, another 5 seconds. That's 20 seconds, and he's retired. His car will not come back out of that pit lane. Ben's in the pits. So only 5 laps on them softs and goes on to the mediums for the remainder of this race. Where is Ben going to come out? Here's the Moz. Here's Jake. Ben's down to 6th. Here's Marius. He's 36 clear. So Ben will come out in 6th position. Ron Ski Super, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate every single follow on this channel. So here comes Marius Daniel, but Ben is out now on fresh mediums till the end of this race. And Jake all over the back of Moz. Be right, another time penalty, but he's up to 14th now. Over the back of Q-Boys. Steg up to 12th. That's plus with the fastest lap of this race. That's the extra point that he needs. So it's all worked out, and Pricey is leading this Grand Prix with 12 laps to go. Matt is in 2nd position, and Maxi Block in 3rd on course for another podium. But he's got the Moz Monster and Jake to fend off for the remainder of this race. Even Ben as well, 11 seconds behind, but he's on fresh mediums till the end of this race. In Stubix takes Lemon, and B right all over the back of Q-Boys. Q-Boys all over the back of Steg as he goes for the overtake on Steg. Wheel to wheel racing here. And he gets the overtake on Steg, he does Q-Boys, and now he's got a fight with B right. So huge battling for 12th, 13th and 14th. $11 laps to go here in Singapore. So Pricey leading this Grand Prix. Jake just losing a bit of time to Moz, and look at Ben. He's gone from 11 seconds to 8.8 behind Jake, so he's going to be right in contention at the end of this race. Sorry about that. What a race this has been. Honestly, what a race. So Jake still all over the back of Moz. These two guys have got pace here. So half a second behind Moz is Jake, but look at Ben, 7.6 now. Marius Daniel trying to catch Phantomus, but I think Marius might have to pit again. Hallish up to 9th, he's having a great race. Let's have a look at position changes. So all up one place is Pricey, Matt and Maxi Block. Up 4, the Moz Monster. Ben up 1 up to 6th position. Hallish up 8 places up to 9th. Ben with the fastest lap of the race, looking at 6.7 now. Jake's gone past Moz. So Jake has got past the Moz Monster. And he's looking like he's taking off a bit. He now needs to catch Maxi. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres as well, the Moz Monster. 4.8 to Ben. Wow, this is huge for this race. What an ending we have to Singapore here. 10 laps to go. So Price is taking time out. Mac being caught up behind Rob J. Lewis, the back marker there. And Maxi Black will come just behind Rob now as well. Great racing by Rob J. Lewis there. Just slows down, lets them all pass, says I'm not getting involved in this or in the way of these guys. Joe Champion, the penalties. So Price has 6 seconds. So if it stays like it is, Matt is going to be the race winner today. Jake and the Moz both have 3 seconds each, which leaves the door wide open for Ben, who's now only 1.8 behind the Moz. Hallis with 6 seconds would put him down to 10th. And then the rest of the guys all outside the points have got a few penalties as well. Q-Boys with 8 seconds. .2 for Ben now. He is catching these guys every single lap on their medium compound tyres. This is getting very close, and here comes Ben, the Ferrari, the Renault. Look how close he is. This is really close. Here he comes, Ben in that Ferrari all over the back of Moz. DRS is going to be activated. He's got the fresher tyres, the faster tyres. He's spun it. He's into the wall. On board as he hits the wall, and that is terrible for Ben. What a race he was in for. What an ending to this race we were in for. And he slips out and dives into the wall nose first, and that is going to be a pit stop and potentially out of the points for today's race for Ben. Eases the pressure off the top 5, because I'm telling you now, they were all listening and waiting for what Ben was going to do. Jake the Lad's out. Jake the Lad is out. So I don't know what's happened with Jake the Lad. But there's a yellow flag. He's retired in the pits. That's another driver in the pit lane that's retired. And Fanfinis goes past Ben, who now goes into the pits. Be right up to 13th position. Hallis and Marius both up to 7th and 8th. Hallis all over the back of Marius. Daniel Batts Plus now up to 9th. Ben is still in the pits. This is costly, but Steg is coming round. He's not going to have enough to get into the top 10 just yet. But there's potential. Oh, Ben said his wheel disconnected as he was racing. That's the second time we've had that happen to drivers. Here comes Steg. He's going to be close to Ben here. So Sam Flea now on them fresh soft tyres till the end of this race, and I tell you, them soft tyres are about 5 seconds a lap quicker than old hards. So don't count Sam out of the points yet. Ben has come back out on the same mediums he was already on, so 12 laps on the mediums, so he's had to use a set that he's already used. So that could be so costly for Ben. 12 laps on the mediums. Hallis all over the back of Marius Daniel in that Haas. It's been a great race here in Singapore. It really has. Batts Plus, the championship leader, will try and chase these two down. Marius Daniel, 15 laps on them hards. He's practically a sitting duck there to Hallis and Batts Plus. So Matt is still only 3 seconds behind Pricey. If it stays like that, he is the race winner today. Anything can happen from now till the end of the race, though. Alice DRS, he won't want to waste too much time behind Marius. Bats Plus is coming as well. The championship leader is on the chase down. And Sam Flea gets the fastest lap of the race on them fresh soft tyres. That's an extra point if he can get back into the top 10. He is on the charge now, Sam Flea, on them fresh softs. I think Ben might have to pit again, but here goes Hallis, the Red Bull, the Haas, the wheel to wheel, the side by side. He's got the inside line, Marius. Oh my God, what racing. Hallis has now got the inside line. They touch. And he gets the overtake, a brilliant overtake by Hallis in the Red Bull. And now, here comes the championship leader. It's Bats Plus next on the list for Marius. He's now inside that DRS range. He's catching him. Marius losing a little bit of time to Hallis as well. Look at all these guys in front. Right, let's stay on board with Bats Plus as he tries to chase down Marius. Look at Sam as well, only 6 seconds behind Steg now, but he's just got a 3-second time penalty as we were talking about him as well. He's all over the back of him. He's all over him. Sam Flea now 5.4 to Steg. Steg on 16 lap old hards. He's going to struggle to get to the end of this race. Here comes Bats. Here he comes. Marius already 1.5 seconds down on Hallis, who's had a phenomenal drive. Fanfinis in 6th as well. The Moz in 5th. The Moz is now 7 seconds behind Jake, so just can't keep the pace to him. Matt's still catching Price. He's just staying around that 3 seconds a lap every single lap. And Maxi around 2 seconds behind Matt. These podium positions look like they're spoken for. But I tell you what, at the moment it's 5.1 seconds between Pricey and Maxi Block. If it stays like that, Pricey's going to go from 1st to 3rd here. Oh look, this is so close. Marius hanging on for dear life. Be right with a time penalty. Sam Flea's got past Be Right. So Sam Flea does come past him. Oh no, sorry. Sam Flea's chasing down Steg. My apologies. Yeah, so 4 seconds now. Yellow flag sector 3. I can't see anything. Here's Bats Plus again. He's going to have DRS on Marius. Marius is catching Hallis now as well. Maybe them mediums are falling off a little bit for Hallis. Four laps to go. And at the moment, Pricey, he currently sits in 1st, but at the moment that is 3rd place when he crosses that finish line. The Moz has got a 3-second time penalty. That puts Fanfinis up to 5th. DRS is open again for Bats Plus. Can he get it? The Alpha Tauri on the Haas. Not enough track this time round. Look at Sam, 3 seconds. So he's stopped catching Steg a little bit. Not as quick as he was doing, but them softs are going to start falling off soon. They just absolutely tear up round Singapore, the soft tyres. Batspus, here he comes on Marius. Can he get the overtake? Can he finally get it? They're wheel to wheel, they are. And Marius just keeps that position. Yep, Batspus loses a little bit of time. Marius 18 laps on them hards now. Oh, Marius has lost it. He's hit the wall. Marius just clips the wall. And Batspus is through. So could Ben potentially catch him here? And Steg. Will Ben have to pit? He will have wing damage now. I don't think he'll pit. I think he will cope with the wing damage. Not with 3 laps to go. Fan finished all over the back of Moz. DRS is on, he's all up the back of him, he goes for that overtake. And the Ferrari takes the Renault and slots him right in front of him. He is now 5th, Fanfinus. So the Moz is pretty much guaranteed 6th position here. He's 13 seconds clear with 2 to 3 laps to go. Matt, look at Matt, 1.2 behind Pricey. He's catching him. He says, I don't want the win by penalties. I'll take the win myself. He's catching Pricey in that Haas. Is that Q-Boys? I think Q-Boys just went out. Or was he already out? I don't know what happened then. Oh, Steg gets a time penalty. Sam Flea is not catching Steg as much as he was now either. 19 laps Marius has done on them hards. Can it get into the end of the race? Fanfinus in a great position as well on them mediums. Still racing, catching Jake as well, who's also got a time penalty. But Matt all over the back of Pricey. Can he get inside that DRS zone? There's only a couple of laps left here in Singapore. So Marius just stepping it up a little bit now. He's still got quite a bit of ERS. Oh, they're coming up to a back marker and he just lets them through. It's a nice driving by Instubix. Maxi Watt comes through as well. He's definitely not going to get in front of his own teammate. 3.4 seconds is the gap between first and third. If Jake carries on catching these guys, he could be in with a chance. He could be in with a chance of a podium if he carries on catching with these last 2 laps. Batspus has taken Hallis. So we completely missed that overtake, but the championship leader gets a couple of extra points now and he's moved up to 7th position. Marius on them 20 lap old hards, he's struggling. Losing time to these guys. So the gaps are just sort of staying around the same now. Jay Bentley, I don't think Joe didn't really get the joke. I think everybody else did though. B Wright up to 12th. So Sam Flea's in the pits. So B Wright is now up to 12th. And he is 13 seconds behind Steg. Marius though, 20 lap on them hards. He'll be lucky if he doesn't get a puncher. He's still got sort of pretty much 2 full laps to go here. Look at Matt. He's in the DRS of Pricey. He's going for it. He's not hanging about. Can he get it? Matt, can he get the race win in the McLaren? The McLarens are on for some great constructors points here today. 5 attempts, half a second, 2 laps to go, and only half a second separate first and second. Oh, I think Marius went a little bit wide there. He's all over the back of him, Matt. He's got that DRS. He's coming up the straight. This is going to be a last lap showdown here in Singapore. I tell you, Marius is still driving well for 21 laps on them hard compounds. He's still driving well. Here comes Matt. We are going to be going on to the last lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. Sam Flee with a time penalty, but he is sitting in 13th position. DRS is open again for Matt. Can he catch him? Here he comes. Can Jake make up any time on this last lap and try and catch him? He needs to be within 6 seconds. No, Jake's got a time penalty as well. He will be currently sitting in 4th, and that's where he will finish, unless Fanfinus catches him, which he is doing. So Jake could potentially move down to 5th here on this last lap. But here comes Matt. Here he comes. The last lap. It's Singapore. It's round 16. Pricey's got that ARS, but Matt's going to try and get him. He's already got the race win if it stays like this. He doesn't want to do anything silly here. This is his race to lose for Matt. And Jake just taking some time off Fanfinus there, so sees that he's catching him and he's got a time penalty, and says, nope, I need to up my game a little bit here, and he starts to take time from Fanfinus. Here they come, they're sector 3, it's the last lap. And Pricey is taking time as well, but he's only 2.4 out away from Maxi Block. As they come round the final corner here, round 16 in Singapore. Marius crosses the line first, but it's the race win for Matt in the McLaren. Maxi Block will come through in second in that Williams, and Pricey in the Haas will take 3rd position. So a podium for Pricey, but he came through the line in 1st. But corner cutting penalties puts him through to 3rd. Jake comes through in 4th. Fantastic points for the McLaren as a team. Fanfinus comes through in 5th, and the Moz Monster comes through to cross the finish line in 6th place. And the championship leader, that is Bats Plus, will cross the line in 6th. He takes the Moz Monster. So Bats is not as many points as Maxi Block would like. Bats drove a great race and finishes in 6th. The Moz in 7th. Hallis is going to come through in 8th place. He's had a great drive as well. A fantastic drive by Hallis. Up 9 positions. Bats Plus in 6th, the Moz in 7th, Hallis. Marius Daniel finishes in 9th, and Ben manages to finish in the points in 10th. Steg and B right in 11th and 12th. I tell you what, with the luck they had and the way the race went, they did really well to finish in 11th and 12th. Driver of the day for the Silver Division earlier today was Adi. He made up an astonishing 12 positions to finish 4th in that race. Driver of the day today, you know, I'd have to give it to Hallis if Matt didn't drive the way he did today and take the race win. I think Matt drove an absolute phenomenal race from start to finish. Even the game said driver of the day was Hallis. So I would have had to give it to Hallis if Matt didn't drive the race he drove today. So driver of the day today is Matt. Sam Flee takes the fastest lap, that's correct, but you don't get the point, Sam. You only get the fastest lap point if you finish in the top 10. But you'll be down on the board as the fastest lap though. So McLaren top step, Williams second, and Haas in 3rd. I know, right, I know you were in with a great chance of points there as well. So the race has finished here in Singapore, and the final standings are as follows. Matt takes the race win. Maxi Block in the Williams finishes in second. Pricey finishes in third in the Haas, even though he crossed the line in first. 6 seconds of time penalties. Jake in the other McLaren finishes in fourth, and Fanfinis in the Ferrari finishes in fifth. Bats Plus, our championship leader, started 11th, but he got all the way to 6th position. And the Moz Monster finishes in 7th. Hallis made an astonishing 8 places up in today's race and finished in 8th. Marius Daniel finishes in 9th, and Ben, the 2 Scottish flags, finish in 10th and 11th, Ben and Steg. It was a great race. Let's get Matt, Maxi Block and Pricey in. If you don't want to join, guys, you don't need to. It's entirely up to you. Hallis, you did a phenomenal race. 3 stops and 8th place. It was a great race, mate. Maxi. A podium again. It really was. It was a fantastic race to watch. It was probably one of the best races I've watched for a long time. He's really put on a show today, and to finish second as well. Yep. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the overtakes. Yeah, it was. Matt drove a phenomenal race, but so did you. I mean, did you know that Pricey had 6 seconds worth of time penalties? Yeah. Yeah. No, well, you did phenomenally well. You got all the way back up. You finished third, but got promoted up to second place. That's 18 points. Bats Plus only managed to finish 6th. You're chasing him down. Yeah. I know. Well, a fantastic race. Another podium, Maxi. It's getting a pleasure to speak to you every week. Congratulations on another podium. Thank you. No, it definitely wasn't. Thank you so much, Maxi. I don't think Pricey or Matt joined, so that is it for Singapore, guys. Congratulations to Matt. What a phenomenal race he drove today. He got the race win in that McLaren. Great constructors points for the McLarens. Thank you everybody for all the follows, everybody for all the bits. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, me and Ed, we appreciate every single follow, you guys. Every name that comes up, 9, thank you for your follow. Every name that comes up on that follow, we appreciate it from the bottom of my heart so much, just for that one follow. We've put so much time and effort into creating this spectacular league. These drivers are phenomenal. They've got great attitudes, and the way they race every single week, and the way they've come together, they speak, their teammates, their friends. So from Formula 7, thank you so much for watching, and we can't wait for the race next week.